Hi everybody, it's Friday the 17th and it's 20 to 9 in the morning. It's a lovely day here in Paho, and the reason for this video is I want to just highlight some things that you may want to know before you come to the Philippines, or even if you're still in the Philippines. These are things that have happened to me, what I've experienced, and I'd just like to pass it on. Some of you may already know some of the things I'm going to mention, but if not, I'm sure there is someone that isn't too sure. Okay, first of all, I'd like to speak about mobile phones. Now, we all use our mobile phones for the UK bank, or I do online banking. I use the PNB online banking here. I use other apps and various other credit card, and they all tend to send you a one-time password through your mobile phone. Now the issue is, just think about it. You wake up this morning and you can't find your mobile phone. What do? Well, I'll tell you, you start to panic. You take it out on everyone else, because your life has now been turned upside down, because you cannot contact your bank, your credit card, all the other organizations, the local bank or anything. You cannot do any transactions whatsoever, because they will insist on sending you a one-time password via your mobile phone. Now, what do? You got two options. You can either have a second phone, which I think is a good idea. Use one phone and keep it at home permanently with all your, for internal banking and external banking, etc., etc. And just use another phone for if you want to take a phone out when you go in town. Believe me, losing your mobile phone is a pain in the arse, and the only way you can renew the number with your bank in England is for you to write to them, because I've done it. I have phoned them. I have been on their app where it says go to your profile and you can change all your details. It's bullshit. You can change your home address and that's about all. They will not allow you to change your mobile phone online, so you have to do it by post. And the only way you can do it by post is by registered letter. And this is what I had to do via LBC in the Philippines, and then it transfers over to DHL when it reaches the UK. Now my bank is in the Isle of Man, but it can take a week and a half for them to reach you. And at the same time, they want your identification approved. So I had to get them to send me via email a form where I can take it to a local solicitor and get the local solicitor to approve my passport, saying that it is me, etc., and everything is correct. And then she has to sign it and stamp it, and again you have to post it to the bank. Now you can do without all this hassle by just thinking a bit, or even if you want to change your SIM card for one phone. But my best advice is either get two phones, one to keep at home with all using for the banks and everything. Don't take it out because it will get stolen or lost. My phone was stolen. It was stolen from my house. It was not lost. So, and it is a pain in the arse, and I would love to meet the person that stole it, because I would love to shake his hand and just tell him how much hassle that he has caused me. So that's my first advice. Think about your mobile phone and your one-time passwords and access to your banking, because believe me, it can be a pain. And to send a letter to the bank is over, even if it's just one page, is over maybe 2,500 peso. A lot of money when you come to think of it for one piece of paper. The second thing I want to talk about is, before you leave the UK, or even if you're in the Philippines now and you don't have this, think about it. And that is a correspondence address. Your bank and all the other establishments like the tax office, etc., will send all letters to your last UK address. Even though you may phone them up and say, this is my new address, it's pointless. They want it in writing. Now, the best thing that I have found, because it's going to happen to me in the next few months, my Visa card expires from my bank. I phoned the bank up and they said they will post it to me. Well, from my experience, and I will talk about it later, it takes 3 months for a letter to arrive here, and not all letters arrive. So if someone feels that there is like a card in an envelope, it may not even reach me. So I have wrote to the bank, and I used the local postal service. I wrote to the bank and asked them to add a correspondence address of a friend of mine in the UK. It's got to be someone obviously that you can trust, but by the bank sending this card to him, at least I know that he will put it in a DHL and I should receive it. So that is another thing. Ensure you have a correspondence address with someone responsible in the UK that can take all your letters, maybe scan them to you by email or text you or photocopy, take a photo of them and send it by WhatsApp. At least you get it straight away. That is one of the issues that everybody has. Now, sending letters. There's 2 ways of sending letters that I know of. There may be more. You can go to a local local post office, and you can send a letter using their registered system, which I use in Paho or Lapu post office. They give you the receipt, and this is their like first class. This particular letter was sent to the card issue office, Lloyds Bank. I sent that, I forget the dates, I think it was the 23rd of February, and it cost me 130 peso. Now, I phoned the bank up the other day because I want to go on phone banking, and they've already received it, and they're in the process of changing my correspondence address to my friends. So it does work. If it's not very, very important, use this, the post office system, because it does work better from here to UK than from UK to here. The next thing you can use is LBC. LBC is a local courier, which I've just got an office across the road from me, so it's convenient. You can send letters through them. You just take the letter in unsealed because they may want to check it. You give them the address, you fill in a form and you pay. But like I said, it could be over 2,000 peso for UK. Now that's guaranteed between a week and a half, and I have used them a few times and all my letters have arrived, and you can track it online as well. With the local post office, they have arrived, but you don't know how long. So if it's not important, you use this. Just try this. Anyway, so that is the 2 ways of sending letters that I know. If it's important, use LBC. If it's not, just use the local post office. Now, receiving letters. I was told you got about as much chance of me swimming the Atlantic than receiving letters in the Philippines. Well, Lloyds Bank sent me a letter a few months ago and I've never received it. It was for phone banking. I've never received it. But yet, a few days ago, I was in the house and the doorbell rang twice, and I went outside and it was a postman, and he delivered these 2 letters for me. I did not expect them. I was expecting one from Lloyd's, but I don't know where that is. Anyway, the first letter I received was from the dreaded HM Revenues and Customs, but that was just to tell me with a letter that I sent using this system some time ago, and the letter is basically says, we have updated your address, email and telephone number on your record. Thank you for your letter, which we received on the 15th of November 2022. This reply was sent on or written by them on the 9th of December 2022, and I received it, I think, about the 14th or the 15th of March 2023. So there is a big delay in the postal. In fact, when I thought that the postal didn't come to the house, I went to the post office in Lapu near the City Hall and asked if there was a letter for me from Lloyds Bank, and they said no, they haven't received any letters from UK for quite some time now. I don't know why. Maybe because of the strikes, postal strike maybe. Anyway, the other letter, which was just by Royal Mail, was a surprise, and a very big surprise, because this is a letter regarding my pension declaration from the Ministry of Defence, because I am in receipt of a military pension as well as my retirement pension. Now, this is very interesting. I never expected this, and I would not have known until probably the end of March, when I looked at my bank statement and found out that my pension was not paid, that I would have it would have rang bells and I would have had to call them and everything. Anyway, this is what it says halfway down the page. Bearing in mind that this letter was written on the 7th of December 2022. If we do not receive your response within 60 working days of the date of this letter, we will be required to suspend payment of your awards. Your payments will then remain suspended until a completed declaration is received. Well, it's past the 60 days, thank you to the Postal Service, but this is the importance of having a correspondence address, because this would have been sent to my friend, who would have probably scanned it to me, and I could have sorted it out way before then. Anyway, luck happens that they sent the declaration form to me in the letter, which is something to be pleased about. I then went to the bank yesterday and I got it signed, and I scanned it to the pensions office, but I haven't had any reply yet, because if you do send it PDF, because sometimes they have problems enlarging it. But anyway, I'm not going to send it to them by LBC DHL yet until I get confirmation that the letter is okay. But I did have an email from them yesterday saying that if the form is printable and readable, I do not have to send the original. So that saves me money, but as of yet, I still haven't had confirmation. So, you can receive letters here in the Philippines, depending on your barangay, or whoever, but don't lose hope that it doesn't happen, because it surprised me. But don't expect every letter to arrive, because with one thing and another, with the strikes in UK, that could have been the hold up as well. I just don't know, but sometimes they may hold it at the local post office, or the postman can't come or find the house, because even though I've got an address, they find it very difficult to find places here. It's like the red house behind the 7-Eleven shop, them sort of things. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk about is communication. Again, this is mobile phones. Let me just have a coffee bit, sip. Now, when I first came here, I was using my mobile phone to phone the bank and other establishments if I had a problem, and it was a pain in the arse. The money, sometimes your balance went halfway through a conversation. It's annoying. Or you don't have or you can't hear properly, or you get someone from a call center and you have to press this for that and number 2 for this, and it goes on and on and on, and your money's going down, 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 down. I read on one Facebook channel that I'm a member of, someone recommended using Skype. And I tried this, and believe me, Skype is amazing. You can add money to your Skype account. I think my balance at the moment is £12, and normally I've got £30 or £20 in it, and it doesn't go away, it stays there all the time. Skype is so easy to use. You just turn on the Skype, you just go for the keypad, type it, put the country that you're calling, and then press the dialing pad for the number. Now, you do not speak face to face to these people on Skype. This is just like using their landline. So you ring the number, and then you'll hear it ringing, and then you may get one of these automatic calls again, and you just bring up the keypad up on the screen, and you just press maybe your credit card number or your date of birth, etc., etc. But it is so easy, convenient, and less stress, because you know how much balance you got, and you can always top up using your credit card or Visa, and it's you don't have to worry how much balance you've got on your phone or anything else. Not only that sometimes your money doesn't even go down. I phoned up Amazon in America, and the money didn't even go down. I phoned up Amazon in the UK, and it went down. I don't understand it. But when I was using my mobile bounced off my bed onto the floor so many times due to frustration, because you're halfway through a conversation and it cuts off. But with Skype, make sure you've got enough balance, and it's so easy. Obviously, if they call you back on your mobile, but when you're phoning them, use Skype. It's unbelievable. So that's about it. So I've covered the phone, your mobile phone. Check, don't lose that SIM card that gives access to your banks in UK and here in the Philippines and all your other financial establishments that you use, because they will use that for one-time passwords or codes. Make sure you have a correspondence address in UK with someone you can trust, who can who can photocopy documents for you, send them to you straight away, instead of waiting 3 months for it to arrive, if it arrives. Sending letters, easy. Post office, LBC, DHL, no real problem. Receiving letters, yes, it can take up to 3 months, and don't expect to receive the letter that you're waiting for, because it may not turn up, like mine from Lloyd's hasn't turned up. And lastly, use Skype instead of your mobile phone to call UK or other countries. I've used it to phone Singapore, I've used it to phone USA, and it works absolutely fine. Now, I apologise if I've wasted your time and you already know this, but I'm sure there is 1 or 2 people out there planning to come to the Philippines, or who are already in the Philippines, that don't know all of this. So I hope it helps, and thank you very much, and have a nice day. And please subscribe. I'm new to this game. I'm just trying to help people out. I'm not after the money or anything, but subscribing does help. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.